Can you feel it, Chiefs Kingdom? That strange, almost unfamiliar quiet that settles in when February rolls around and the Kansas City Chiefs aren't the ones taking center stage. No red and gold confetti, no Patrick Mahomes' magic act under the brightest lights, no Travis Kelce shaking defenders loose in the red zone. For the first time in over a decade, the Chiefs watched the Super Bowl from the outside looking in. And yet, somehow, someway, Travis Kelce still managed to make headlines on football's biggest day. Let's set the scene. Super Bowl LX2, Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. The Seattle Seahawks grinding their way to a 29-13 victory over the New England Patriots in a defensive-heavy slugfest, the kind of game where every yard feels earned and every hit echoes. Kenneth Walker III walks away with Super Bowl MVP honors, and not because he scored a touchdown, but because he controlled the tempo, punished defenders, and embodied playoff football. Meanwhile, the Kansas City Chiefs, a franchise that has practically made a second home out of February football in recent years, were nowhere to be found on the field. And that's the headline that still stings. The 2025 season was a gut punch in Kansas City, a 6-11 record, no playoff berth. The first time since 2014, the Chiefs fans had to watch January football without their team in the mix. This is a franchise that won Super Bowl IV back in the 1969 season with Len Dawson at quarterback, waited 50 long years for the next one, then suddenly exploded into a modern dynasty. Super Bowl LIV in 2020, Super Bowl LIVI in 2023, Super Bowl LIVII in 2024. Andy Reid at the helm, Patrick Mahomes redefining the quarterback position, and a roster built to win now and later, until suddenly, later arrived a little faster than expected. Travis Kelce felt that shift as much as anyone. At 36 years old, in his 13th NFL season, the future Hall of Fame tight end was navigating something new: losing. Even in a down year, Kelce remained productive. 76 catches, 851 yards, 5 touchdowns, his 11th consecutive Pro Bowl selection, a streak that speaks volumes about his consistency and his respect around the league. But by Kelce's standards, by Chiefs Kingdom standards, it wasn't enough. This is a player who once put up 1,416 receiving yards in a single season, a tight end who became Patrick Mahomes' security blanket, mismatch nightmare, and emotional spark plug all rolled into one. So when Kelce showed up at Levi Stadium on Super Bowl Sunday, despite his team not qualifying, people noticed. Cameras caught him during pre-game warm-ups, standing behind the Patriots' end zone. At one point, he casually walked into the end zone itself, greeting New England tight ends Austin Hooper and Hunter Henry. Hugs were exchanged, a few words shared, a moment that lasted seconds but set social media on fire. Travis Kelce chats up the Patriots' tight ends pre-game, wrote Ari Alexander of 7 News Boston. Another fan joked, "So used to being there, he got lost." Someone else chimed in, "He's got so much FOMO about not playing today." And maybe that's the truth of it. For nearly half a decade, Kelce's February routine involved game plans, walkthroughs, and Lombardi trophies. Watching from the sideline, even as a guest, has to feel strange. There's context here that matters. Austin Hooper attended Tight End University last August in Nashville, an annual summit hosted by Kelce alongside George Kittle and Greg Olsen. TEU isn't just a camp, it's a brotherhood. It's film study, route running clinics, blocking techniques, and a celebration of a position that's evolved dramatically in the modern NFL. Kelce has become more than a star player. He's a mentor, an ambassador for the game, a bridge between generations. So those hugs in the end zone weren't random. They were a reminder of his footprint across the league. Still, for Chiefs fans, every Kelce headline now comes with an unspoken question. Is this it? Is the end near? Kelce hasn't made a retirement decision yet, and that uncertainty hangs over Kansas City like a low cloud. But there's one thing that's clearly reignited his excitement: the return of Eric Bieniemy. The former Chiefs offensive coordinator is back in the building, and Kelce didn't hide his enthusiasm. "I can't wait to see him back in the building, man. He's one of my favorite coaches of all time, one of my favorite people of all time. I've had so many unbelievable growing moments under him, as a player, as a person, and I just love the guy." That quote matters.
Bieniemy was a key architect of the Chiefs' explosive offense during their championship runs. His play-calling creativity, his ability to maximize Mahomes' improvisational genius, and his understanding of how to weaponize Kelce in space were critical. Under Bieniemy, the Chiefs perfected concepts like layered crossing routes, misdirection in the red zone, and tempo-based attacks that kept defenses guessing. If Kelce is energized by that reunion, it suggests there might still be some fuel left in the tank. Zooming out, it's impossible to talk about Kelce without talking about Mahomes, the face of the franchise, the quarterback, the team's play-calling leader, the man who sees the field like a chessboard in motion. Even in a 6-11 season, Mahomes' underlying metrics showed flashes of his brilliance. Compared to other elite quarterbacks around the league, his efficiency under pressure remained near the top. What changed was protection, consistency, and health around him. Kelce missing time, injuries across the offensive line, a defense that couldn't always get off the field on third down. Defensively, the Chiefs have long leaned on stars like Chris Jones, whose ability to collapse the pocket from the interior is rare. Jones has been the heartbeat of Kansas City's defense, a player who commands double teams and still finds ways to disrupt plays. In better years, that defensive pressure paired perfectly with Mahomes' scoring ability, forcing opponents into shootouts they couldn't win. In 2025, the margins were thinner. Missed tackles, late-game breakdowns, a reminder that even dynasties aren't immune to the NFL's relentless parity. And yet, history tells us not to count this team out. The Chiefs have been here before, in different forms. After Super Bowl IV, the franchise wandered the desert for decades. Then came Andy Reid, a coach whose offensive mind and leadership style reshaped the organization. Andy Reid's partnership with Mahomes produced one of the greatest runs we've ever seen. Multiple Lombardi trophies, AFC championship appearances that felt automatic, and a home field advantage at Gay-Ha Field at Arrowhead that's legendary. That stadium isn't just loud, it's seismic. The tomahawk chop echoing through the stands, decibel records falling, opposing quarterbacks burning timeouts just to hear the snap count. Chiefs Kingdom knows rivalries too. The Raiders, a historic feud dripping with intensity. The Broncos, once Peyton Manning-led contenders, now desperate to catch up. The Chargers, perpetually talented and perpetually trying to dethrone Kansas City in the AFC West. Add in postseason grudge matches with teams like the Bills and Bengals, and you've got a franchise that lives in the pressure cooker. Kelce's presence at the Super Bowl, hugging opposing players, chatting it up, soaking it all in, felt symbolic. A legend who's still part of the NFL's heartbeat, even when his team isn't playing. Analysts have weighed in too. One former tight end turned commentator said, "That's a guy who still loves the game. You don't show up to the Super Bowl, walk the field, and talk shop if you're checked out." Another noted, "If Bieniemy's back and Mahomes is healthy, why wouldn't Kelce give it one more run?" And then there's the off-field side. Kelce's media presence has exploded in recent years. Commercials, podcasts, pop culture crossovers. He's become one of the most recognizable faces in sports. But make no mistake, when you hear him talk about coaches, teammates, and moments like this Super Bowl appearance, the football passion still burns hot. So what does it all mean? For the Chiefs, it's a crossroads. Roster decisions loom. Draft capital matters. The AFC isn't getting any easier. But with Mahomes still in his prime, Andy Reid still scheming, Chris Jones anchoring the defense, and the possibility of Travis Kelce returning with renewed motivation, the window isn't closed. It might be dented, it might be narrower, but it's still open. For Kelce, that hug in the end zone might have been a goodbye to the season, or it might have been a reminder of what he's missing. The roar of the crowd, the tension of the red zone, that area within 20 yards of the opponent's goal line where legends are made, the chance to add one more chapter to an already legendary career. Chiefs Kingdom, hold on to that feeling. This franchise has taught us that down years don't define them. They reload, they respond, and if history is any guide, they come back louder, sharper, and hungrier. Keep your eyes on Kansas City, keep your faith in red and gold, and get ready, because the next chapter of Chiefs football is already starting to write itself.